What is projection, anyway? We hear that word thrown around. It's written in books. Sometimes they explain it pretty well, and sometimes they just assume everyone knows. And, it can be a very confusing concept to understand and to know how it affects how we live our life and how we act, how we see things. It's difficult. And even after this explanation, it may still not make sense, because it's so much a part of you, and you are doing it, and I am doing it all the time, that it's hard to actually see. If you think about your day, you think about reality, projection, the reason that word is used, it's like your mind, the way you see the world, the way you interpret the world is projected on a screen. Now, if you think about a movie screen, and you're looking at a movie, and this movie is playing out, and it's right there in plain sight, that whole movie. But, it's coming from a projector. It's not actually up on the screen. It's coming from a projector, a movie projector. Well, in our lives, it's the same way. The world you see, I know you say it's reality, just like all the other millions of people do in the world, even though they're seeing a different reality than you are. It's reality to you, everything around you. But what you may not realize is that it's coming from your personal projector. It's coming from your personal projector. And that's why someone else's movie screen is showing a completely different movie, even though you're both in the same situation. It's because it's coming from inside you, and you're interpreting everything that's happening around you from your own mind. And it's coming out on the screen. The actions of other people, the things they say, the way you feel, is all an interpretation. Now, why is that important? It's important because even though I would argue we never can get away from projecting, I mean, we are. But it's important to know this, because once we realize that what we see on the screen, or the world around you, is a figment, to use a phrase, a figment of your own imagination, then hopefully it will help you be more open to look at what's happening in I guess I would use the word, a neutral way, in an objective way, or a more objective way, and realize that the way you see things, the way you read people, and the way you interpret things is only your own opinion from your own projector. It isn't really reality. That can be quite freeing to know that, because if it just opens your mind to the possibility that there may be other explanations for people's behavior, other takes on the things that are happening to you, it can be a way to move forward in your life, to have a life of greater peace and happiness. And again, it isn't that we'll be able to completely not project the world around us, because in my mind, I have my mind, I have my thoughts, beliefs, my experiences, and those are going to interpret and color everything that I know to be true, even though they may or may not be true, those things. But if I'm aware that is coming from inside me, if I snap at one of my children, or they are grumpy toward me, or my spouse is angry toward me, I know that there's a good chance there's a lot of other things going on besides something that I did. They may be upset about any number of things. That's projection. If someone's upset and then they yell at you, that's projection on their part. And just to be aware of that, it isn't that you're going to wipe projection out of your life, can be very peacemaking, and it can help you give people slack and not take things so personal. And then when you're upset because someone did something, to ask yourself, why am I so upset about this? There's something else going on in my life. Am I disappointed about something that happened at work, and now I'm angry at my son for something they did or didn't do, when really it's because I'm upset about something else, and that's coloring, that's inside my projector, and it's affecting how I treat other people and act. And to be aware of that, and I'm a big one on awareness. It isn't that you're going to solve everything, achieve nirvana, Shangri-La, you figure out what projection is, your problems are solved. But to be aware that you're doing things can put you in much more control of your life and give you much more, word I like to use a lot is peace and happiness in your life. And better able to come up with good, constructive solutions to things that you might be struggling with, or that other people might be struggling with. So that's what projection is. The reality you see is your reality coming from your personal inner projector. And just be aware of that as you go about your day, go about your life. That other people's projectors are alive and well and working too. And so give them some slack, realize that, and realize that's what you're doing, and pay attention to how you feel, what's going on inside you, because those things are coming out of that internal projector. So good luck as you experiment with this, and see if you can catch yourself having things happen to you and how they, maybe the way you feel, you're sick, you're having an illness, and how it affects how you relate to other people, for example, or your patience, or your, whether you're irritable or not, it could be caused by something else. And it's the projection. And to the extent that you can be aware of that, you won't inflict your internal turmoil onto others. And hopefully it will lead to a more peaceful life for you. So good luck. Experiment with it.